Hello everyone, welcome back to It's Time to Leave with less woodpeckers. I'm Drunken Dan.
You can't actually prove there will be less woodpeckers. What if it comes back?
That's true, it could just come back. That's what the knocking was. I mean, it could just come back. Listen, I made a mistake, guys. I said that Woody Woodpecker was a discount Looney Tune, and he's been pissed about it ever since.
Yeah, you're It's like the third time he's made that joke.
Yeah, but this is the first one you're recording.
Yeah, but we're not in recording, and I don't care about other people who aren't me.
I mean, that's true. You don't.
I would watch the world. I would happily watch the world burn if it meant I was okay.
Jesus.
I'm just honest.
Let me just make sure, Puru's robot at least has the, customization feature.
Yeah, well.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna rip out the Band-Aid and say the bad news first before we get started. Chris Aries, the voice of Frieza, passed away.
Yeah.
I know he'd been having health problems for a while, so...
Wait, he's dead?
Yeah, he died.
He died.
They announced it yesterday.
He died on the 18th, yeah.
Ah, jeez, he wasn't that old.
No.
No, but he had health issues.
It's a shame. Like, he was not even just for the Frieza in general. He was a really good voice actor, and apparently he was a really good guy too. So,
Yeah, his brother Greg saved VA, right?
Yeah, he did the voice of Chrono in like Chrono Crusade, for example.
Yeah, I know he does other stuff. It's just that one of those things of you're never 100% sure if it's like if it's just a funny coincidence. But
I'm pretty sure they are. I could be wrong.
yeah, I think they're brothers, but it's one of those things of well, until it's actually relevant, you know it, and then as soon as you want to say it, you're like, shit, but are they?
Yeah. No, I mean, the fact that we record videos, that happens to me so much where I'm just like, wait, hold on. Oh, I forgot. I'm still using Tornado Rex. Not Tornado. Oh no, I forgot. Okay, I do have Tornado Rex. I couldn't remember where I was exactly because my brain farted. I forgot that we do have the Rex.
They are brothers.
Okay, they are brothers. Okay, I thought they were related, but I didn't want to, just say yes and then we're not right at all.
But yeah, that definitely sucks. Everyone seemed to really like the guy.
Yeah. And honestly, like we said before, like in recording, like he was, when it came to Frieza, as much as I have nostalgia for Granny Frieza, he was the best Frieza voice.
I mean, there's one thing I will point out is that, and it sounds really cynical to say, but we will still have that kind of Frieza performance because he has a understudy, I think it was.
Yeah, because they were
not him in Fighters. It's his understudy.
No, I'm aware of that, and he's really good too. Like they're.
Oh yeah, I just meant that. Like I'm pretty sure he's gonna he'll
take the role just fine because I didn't realize until actually his passing that his understudy did Fighter Z because his understudy does a really good job at doing his Frieza.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's always going to be when it comes to characters in long running franchises, there's always going to be someone to I hate the phrasing of this, but fill in the spot.
Yeah.
I hate the phrasing of that, but that is what it is.
Actors die in franchises because thanks to bullshit copyright laws can now outlive people by generations.
Yeah. So
I mean, how many Mickey Mouse VAs have we gone through?
A decent amount. There's another new Kermit. Because I watched the I think I watched it before the last recording mentioned that I saw at the Muppets Haunted Mansion, and they had a new Kermit. Good. The Kermit was not great, but he wasn't in the movie much. He only had 3 scenes.
I was gonna say it did seem like the Gonzo show.
Yeah, it was primarily Gonzo. Even Fozzie had more speaking lines.
It is what happened. It is the unfortunate reality of when a show is basically the whole Muppet show is basically obviously there was more of them, but 3 core actors basically for the original cast, and one of them is Jim Henson.
I mean, like the Kermit that we grew up with was a different puppeteer entirely. The one that like
Yeah, but they fired him.
yeah.
You know, he because he had opinions.
Well, what exactly did he do?
Disney couldn't have that.
What did he do?
He had no, he was just like he was like, I don't like the way they're taking the franchise.
Oh, like back when they were doing that weird fucking sitcom thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
And Disney basically went to like the surviving Henson people who were just like, okay, well then he's out.
That sucks because he was really good. Like his Kermit was great, and the one that they have now.
Apparently, he used the fact that he understudied with Jim Henson and knew him as like, well, that means I'm irreplaceable, and they were like, no, you're not. No one is irreplaceable to the mouse.
Haha! We'll replace all of you, except me.
Like I said, how many Mickey voices have we gone through?
I think like 5.
But yeah, the Kermit voice was so bad. I even joked saying, "God, I could do a better Kermit." And my Kermit sucks.
Is that you doing it?
Yes.
Oh.
I told you it sucks.
Oh.
Hey-oh! This is still better than that movie's one. That's
Well,
depressing, isn't it?
I think the worst thing is it sounds like a better Arnold Schwarzenegger than was in that fucking Mortal Kombat game.
God, just talking about that, it just still reminds me of the fucking Megatron and me going, why does this sound like me doing my bad Megatron voice? Jesus fuck.
It says a lot when I just cannot even remember the voices of that trilogy, and I watched all 3 parts of it.
Megatron! It was exactly that.
Oh yeah, that one.
It was exactly that voice.
Where you have the fucking like smokers wheeze.
Like I was looking around, like when you said, I was like, when did I do this? Did they like hypnotize me and get me to say these lines and never pay me?
Yeah.
Where's my paycheck? Clearly, that's me.
Look, it's not union work. You ain't gonna get paid anyway.
Fuck.
I guess actually, if we're gonna talk about like horrible things that happened this week, they also showed a trailer for that Cowboy Bebop show.
I didn't know they did that.
Hell!
I didn't know they did that. I have not paid attention to it.
Oh, it's a terrible fucking trailer. Man, and the real problem is it does reach the major issue, which is that Spike's actor is old, and like he's physically older than like, and he looks it older than like Jet. Which, you know, Jet's meant to be an old ass man.
Isn't like Jet's like isn't like Jet like pushing near 50?
Something like
Yeah,
that.
he's supposed to be.
And like
Yeah.
and like Spike is like mid-20s if I'm not mistaken.
They were always dubious as to how old Spike was, but the point is, Jet's old enough to have been on the Force for many a year and has quote unquote retired, while Spike is sure as something. Oh, and then also there's like oof. It's one of those things. It's one of those trailers where you look at. Well, I guess the show can't be worse than this, but also I can't imagine it can be much better.
Now I'm curious because I kind of want to see this. It's kind of like how I wanted. I check like I even checked before recording. I was like, man, because I saw them advertising more of it. I was like, please tell me you finally put fucking the Injustice movie on HBO Max just so I can watch it, laugh at it, and then go exactly what I expect. Go for it to go exactly how I expect, and turn around and go, guys, why are you mad? This is just Injustice.
Wait, why is anyone mad is someone mad about it?
People that like Injustice are saying it's bad, and I'm like, wait.
Right.
And so far, all they've shown me is stuff that I've seen in Injustice, either in its comics or in the game.
Well, they mad.
It's because it follows Injustice for a little bit, but like it doesn't.
What they've shown me is stuff that happens either in the comics or in the game, which are both canon.
What does it do that's worse than Injustice?
Like one person, like I saw people like talking about the way that like Dick Grayson dies, and I'm like, that's how he died in the comic. What do you want?
Does he melt like 400 prepubescent boys' brains in the movie?
No, he doesn't do that. The whole thing turns. Do you want to just spoil it for you?
You think
Oh,
I
who
care?
fucking cares?
Okay, so,
I'm a bad Superman. I've never seen this story before.
so the whole. Yeah. So, well, first off, a couple random characters in a like while they're trying to find, because like they dispatch the Justice League in a vain attempt to find Lois, and Flash dies by walking into a trap that Joker set for him, and a buzzsaw comes out of the wall and apparently kills him.
Okay. Well, good thing you
And-
can't phase through that or anything.
Nah, yes, well, he didn't see it
Or,
coming.
or move fast, or move so fast that everything appears to be moving in slow motion.
I'm
you
the
know.
Joker, baby.
Can't he think in like literal, not even nanoseconds? It's like.
It's like on a scale
Whatever.
that we don't have.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
So basically, after Superman does his world takeover thing for a few months, and then Robin, aka the Damian Wayne Robin, approaches him, and he's like, "You should ask my father for help in conquering, because he knows these things." So he approaches Reyes, who gives him a meso and gives him bad advice, and turns out the whole thing was just a plot by Reyes to try and use Superman to take over the world. And do his
I
League
think
of
that was
Shadows
in the book,
gimmick.
actually.
Oh, was it?
I think that was.
I mean,
Because
it sounds-
and then Amazo goes crazy and kills Plastic Man and kills Cyborg, and
of course,
uh,
it's not a DC animated movie unless we just sort of pointlessly kill people for drama.
Yes.
so they all have to team up with Superman to stop Amazo, like Batman and his Resistance group. And then they do, and then the other Earth Superman shows up along with the other Earth's Lois, and they basically just shame him into being like, "You were a bad person, Superman. You should feel bad." And he's like, "Yeah, you're right. I give up."
Okay, yeah, that's where it definitely deviates. Well, Flash
Well,
was
I'm
a
sorry.
deviation, and then them ending it with the Superman and Lois going bad boy. That's definitely.
And also, he didn't murder a 12-year-old. What's the fucking
No.
point?
Oh no, Shazam survives.
What's the fucking point?
Come on.
Like, why even? If you're gonna do it justice, you might as well have the fucking 12-year-old brain cooking show.
Billy Brains.
Basically, they did the setup, and then they decided they wanted to wrap it up in like within an hour and a half instead of doing the whole like 5-year plot. So yeah, Superman's just like, "Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry, guys."
After 5 years in hell, Oliver Queen gets teleported to another universe.
Yeah, basically.
God, that's. I want to watch it because I'm still. I want to see this disaster because this sounds bad, but it's not like I'm gonna be like, oh, this is worse than actual injustice. Actual injustice is also fucking god awful.
I mean, I guess you can argue the difference is Injustice plot is, despite what Ed Boon might claim now, lazy, thinly veiled and lazy, story device to just explain, hey, why are all these characters who
No, even back
otherwise
then
have
he
basically
was.
no reason to kill each other? I'm trying to beat the shit out of each other because that's what happens when only half your cast, when not even half your cast is villains, in the traditional sense. So you need to come up with a reason as to why does Green Lantern decide to just deck Wonder Woman in the face? And it's like, oh, it's because of checks notes. Rage. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's crossed out. Alternate universe where you're evil. Gotcha.
So the thing though is, you say that, but I remember back when it came out, they were they were like in their marketing, they're like, yeah, in this fighting game, there's actual reasons for the fight. Yeah.
I mean,
So
trust.
he actually believes this shit. So
I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure if it's some point of him believing it, or if it's just that he's so committed to the bullshit now he can't not say it.
I think he's just a bullshit. I think he just believes his own
Like,
bullshit.
it's kind of like how I think Randy Pitchford is, where I think even he has had that moment of realization. But now he also realizes that if he backs down, then all the actually illegal things he's done will catch up to him. So he has to lean more into being actual scumbag.
Nah, you see, the thing is, you're assuming that these people have self-awareness. They don't. I've had enough back and forths with people to realize just how unself-aware motherfuckers can be. So I don't think so. Oh yeah, I forgot. This is the mission where I gotta kill everything in six turns.
Anyway, Injustice. So, long story short, Injustice is a bad movie. Color me surprised.
Injustice bad. It was always bad. That
Wake me up,
and people were basically like, "Oh, but we thought it was gonna be like this 5-hour extravaganza that like completely reenacted every scene from the films, including like impressively animated fight scenes reminiscent of the game." And they were like, "Yeah, no, that was never gonna happen."
Yeah, just play the fucking video game if you want that. Like, there's no way in hell an animated movie is going to be able to deal with, even with the flims, even if when you cut out a bunch of Injustice plot, which is basically, and then this character went here, and then they fought this character. Okay, bye. Okay, on to the next character. And then this character, he went here, and he fought that character. And then this character, they went there, and they fought that character.
What I think is funny about the first game's story is that all of it is pointless until they're like, fuck, why don't we get other Superman in here? No, don't get other Superman in here! Fight, okay, we'll get other Superman in here, and then other Superman ends the story in minutes.
Wow, this is stupid. Why didn't you just call me in earlier? Yeah, Bruce, why didn't we just call him in earlier?
That's why you just called me earlier.
I didn't know if I could trust him.
You can trust Harley Quinn.
I can trust Harley Quinn. I can't trust.
Yes, because Harley Quinn was an abused woman, and that makes her okay.
I mean, abused woman who also murdered a lot of people.
I mean, that's okay.
That means we should forgive everything she's done.
Also,
the Joker made her do all those things.
I mean, at a certain point, when your body count is like entering the triple digits, at a certain point you have to question: is it really just that they've been conned by the Killer Clown, or are they secretly also a Killer Clown?
Her popularity is so big they actually had her beat the Justice League in a comic.
Yeah, I know. And then they revealed, oh, she could always do it because she's that hyper competent. It's like, no.
That hyper competent. It's just that the Joker made her not hyper competent because he hurt her self esteem because she is a representation of abused women everywhere.
But she's also a murdering psychotic bitch.
Not anymore. Now she's an anti-hero.
Oh no! It's like if they try and tell you.
It's the Venom thing.
It's even worse than that. At least Venom was single-minded in his. I just want to kill one guy. It's like if you try and say, no, yeah, Carnage is actually a misunderstood person. It's like, no, he's not. He's just a fucking asshole who murders people because he likes it. At a certain point, you can't just use the whole, oh, but trauma, that makes it okay. No, it doesn't. It might explain why they're psychotic, but they're still psychos. And they should be destroyed or defeated until they can escape again next week.
No.
As is the tradition.
In the most recent Marvel Ultimate Alliance game, and then there's like Venom, and Venom's like, no, I just want to kill Spider-Man.
Yeah. This is what Venom's been like in most adaptations. I don't really care about anyone else. Just let me kill.
Aren't you a villain? What? Aren't you going to attack us? What? Why? Are any of you Spider-Man secretly?
They're like Venom. The world is in serious danger. He's like, oh, but we're not going to be able to count on you to help us because you're a villain. And he's like, yeah, sure, I'll help you save the world. And he's like, what? Yeah, I just want to kill Spider-Man. I don't want the world to die.
I just hate Spider-Man.
Yes, I just hate Spider-Man. It's just, yeah, well, as soon as we're done, though, I'm gonna kill Spider-Man. But until then, hey, sure, I'll help you save the world.
Why don't you just let me kill Spider-Man, then I can just become a superhero already? Like, Jesus fuck. Like, come on. What could a Spider-Man done, really?
Yeah, basically, they're like, what will we do if we kill Spider-Man? Who's gonna swing around the city saving people? And he's like, oh, I'll do it, I guess. He's like, yeah, I guess I could do it.
And then people ask, so why exactly do you hate Spider-Man? Well, let me tell you a story. You see what Spider-Man has cost me. He cost me my job, my reputation, my health, my apartment!
I'm so glad you did it. I would have been disappointed.
I'll never not reference my that.
It's so fucking good.
It's my second favorite adaptation of Venom.
Oh, what's your first?
The PS1 game! Who's just a
Fair.
fucking ass clap.
He's just being a dick.
He's just an asshole. He's just an ass clap. I love where he just fucking hijacks the fucking, like, big, like, monitor in not Madison Square, Times Square. And it's just like, hey, Spider-Man, I found this innocent woman who you do not know. Yes, we'll go with that, yes. And if you don't find me, she'll drown or something. Anyway, bye. I love also when Venom's like, oh, I guess you didn't commit that crime. Bummer. Oh, bad. Sorry we kidnapped your wife and almost murdered you, I guess. Do you want to team up? Okay, are we actually going to team up, or are you just going to run off at the first sight of, ooh, shiny?
I won't run off. Who's that, Carnage? What about?
I love how the reveal of why of Spider-Man pointing out that he's clearly a good guy to Venom in that whole thing is that. Yeah, you robbed that science expo. How could I rob the science expo? You literally ran into me in the crowd, you moron!
Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, it did happen.
Oh, my bad.
The only thing that saves Venom is Mary Jane.
He literally says "my bad" too.
He says "our bad."
Our bad. Our bad. I'm gonna kill Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Oh god, that game is so fucking good. One of these days I'll have to record playing that one.
It's still the best Spider-Man game ever made. Changed my mind, everyone.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's the most Spider-Man, because PS4 had a chance, but Mary Jane fucked it up.
Yeah. What other game are you gonna get actual directions from the fucking lizard? Whose response is, yeah, Venom just kind of came into my house, kicked me out, and basically has brainwashed all my lizard children, so will you go punch him in the face for me?
I'm kind of ticked off about it. We're not gonna fight? No! I want my house back!
No, that's for the next game.
Yeah, we gotta wait till the sequel. They didn't have the budget to have my boss fight this time. I feel like that'd be a joke that they would do in that game.
Yeah.
Specifically, if you played with that one mode where it just makes a lot of jokes, where like when Scorpion is chasing JJ, it just starts doing Marco Polo.
I think one of my favorite gags in that entire game is the very end, where you've beaten the final boss and you just cut to everyone playing poker, and then Punisher just fucking accuses Daredevil of looking at his cards. And like, god damn it!
It's the Toph from Avatar joke years before Toph was ever conceived.
Yeah. I don't have to be able to see your cards to know you're lying. Your bluffs are so obvious. And it's like, yeah. I guess when you are a human lie detector, poker is a pretty good game for you.
Yeah. God, I think maybe that'll. I mean, I could change my mind depending on how long it takes me to beat. That might be the next one I do. Is Spider-Man for PS1. I love that game. That game will actually be a lot harder though, because I remember playing it a little bit like not too long ago and being like, "Damn, I forgot how hard this game was."
I remember. So you know the level where you have to ride the subway car.
Yes.
And you get attacked by lizard men relentlessly. There is actually a way to cheese that level.
Oh?
So you know how all the suits have like different powers associated with them?
Yes.
And the Spider-Man Unlimited costume gives you invisibility. So you can literally just go invisible, and then you just ride out that entire mission.
Oh yeah! I know I never beat that game when I was little because of the runaway bit at the end. I remember.
Monster Rock bit.
Yeah, the Carnage Doc Ock thing. I could never beat that as a kid, and also it terrified me as a child.
I do think Monster Arc just screaming "Rah, rah," is burned into my brain.
It scared the shit out of me as a little kid.
It's the sound I hear when I close my eyes at night. You just learned to live with the shrieking. So I guess when you think about it, like Cletus Cassidy's just fucking dead in that game, isn't he?
Yeah.
Because the underwater base blows up, and we only see like Spidey rescue Doc Ock.
And yeah, and he's just still there, and he wasn't referenced in the second game at all, and we never had a third.
Well,
and that's not a gag for the audience. There was only two in that continuity, if you will. Because after that, it was the movie games were coming out right after that one.
Yeah, I think Spider-Man 2... Well, Spider-Man 2 is 2001 because it had to be like hastily changed at the last second because 9/11.
Oh, yeah.
So like the final battle would have taken... I think the final boss of Enter Electro was literally on top of the World Trade Center. Which they had to edit slightly to make it not obviously the World Trade Center. So...
That was a lot of games back then.
Yeah, and then I think Spider-Man was 2002. Yeah, it must have been 2002.
Yeah.
I remember it was 2 years before. It was 2 years between that and Spider-Man 2, and that was definitely 2004.
So yeah, I guess that means technically because of the Miles game, the other, the current continuity is going to have more games than that one. Huh.
It will have the most continuity of any Spider-Man video game series, as far as I'm aware.
Oh yeah, because there's also the Wolverine game too.
Well, also there's the There was the 2D. There was the side-scrolling beat 'em ups in the 90s. Like, was it Separation Anxiety and Maximum Carnage?
Yeah, they had. Yeah, those two were in the same continuity, and that was it.
Yeah,
they're based off of that one storyline in the books. Or well, two storylines.
Yeah, and then there was the PS1 games, obviously. There were a couple like random one-off games. I think the Game Boy Color had like its own, or like the Game Boy had its own version, which I also had, and I think that had a sequel, but I don't remember. And then, the Tobey Maguire game or movies had each games to tie in, and two of them were okay. One of them was even good.
Yeah. The Spider-Man 2 was really good.
Yeah.
And
then
there
after
was
that,
Ultimate Spider-Man 2 as well, which I really like that one.
Yeah, I think that was 2005.
Yeah, that's actually another one we could even do too, because of since I have the HD PS2 thingy. So recording that's actually a breeze now.
And then there was Web of Shadows in, I want to say, 2007?
It's funny is that the PS3 Spider-Man games are the ones that are the hardest to get and cost the most.
Well, that's also... Actually, I'm going to check when did Web of Shadows come out.
So Web of Shadows, was that the...
2008? Oh, I was wrong.
Was Web of Shadows the Venom one? Or the symbiote one?
Yeah, that's the one that when you realise what game that sort of people associated with that made afterwards, it makes so much sense.
Yeah, it was probably better than Prototype, if I'll be honest.
I think it overall was like it had more going for it than Prototype, but you know,
this Prototype wasn't really that great.
It was fine.
It was fine to move around the city. But honestly, I just don't think it was that good. The stealth mechanic that they put in didn't work, that they force you to use in certain parts. And honestly, the combat came down to when you have the giant fist, use the giant fist for everything, the whip for bosses. When you get the sword, switch from fist to sword, but still use the whip for bosses, you win. Don't even bother using your Devastator attacks. There's no point.
Well... If you want to be optimal, sure.
And this wasn't even me like looking up some guy. This is just me figuring it out on my own. And because all your enemies are health packs, you never really have to worry about health. I think the only time that I died a lot was the part where you're forced into a vehicle, and if the vehicle gets destroyed or anything like that, you just fail. I think that was the only time I died repeatedly.
Fair.
So, you know, they had to do the equivalent of, like, breaking half the controller to make it a challenge.
I guess, speaking of Spider-Man PS1, though, to go back to that, I know that impact webbing is basically in everything now, but I really wish they'd bring back his fucking web gloves power that he had in those games.
Oh, where he just, like, gives himself, like, fucking brass knuckle webs and punches the shit out of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised and I realized, like, no other games really did that.
I think, like, Spider-Man, the first movie game did it. But I'm not 100%.
I don't know, I actually never played that one, to be honest.
I did, but my memories of it are more like, the set pieces. Like, sneaking into Oscorp and then those fucking robot guards every time you get caught.
Yeah,
And also fighting a giant robot that just sort of sits there. But it shoots a laser at you sometimes. And also the other thing I remember is Shocker. And specifically I remember Tobey Maguire in his less than enthusiastic way saying, "So you must be Quiltman, Padded Pete, Mr. Triple Ply? Oh, I got it. The cushion."
Those are good lines, though. I will say.
Oh, they're good. They are good lines. It's just unfortunately, Tobey Maguire is not a voice actor.
No.
Or fortunately, maybe, I don't know.
A lot of actors don't translate well to voice acting because it's a totally different medium and totally different way of acting.
Well, also, shall I let you in on a horrible little secret? Most of them also at the time didn't give two shits because they were doing it. They were basically doing the like voice for games and stuff because they were contractually obliged to.
Yeah, no.
So as far as they're concerned, it's like I have to fucking waste a day just to like speak into a microphone and do this shit when I could be doing like anything else. Fuck this noise.
Yeah, no, that's true.
It's only now where they're like, wait, I get how much money for doing this? Okay.
Which sucks because which sucks is though even though they're getting all this money for it, they're still just not like their acting. This is still not translating into voice acting because it's a different thing. Like I think like the only ones I can think of who translated well to voice acting were like, well, obviously Robin Williams, but that's cheating. The Rock. Because he did a good job in the Disney movie that I'm forgetting the name of because my brain's farting.
Yeah, and he sure was cliff jumper for like 5 minutes, wasn't he, Sabo?
Yes, he was.
I wasn't even talking about that.
Yeah, I know, but I'm gonna. You think I'm not gonna bring out Transformers if I don't have an option to?
It's true.
And then once Cliff Jumper actually had a whole episode to himself, he was voiced by someone else.
Suddenly, not Dwayne the Rock Johnson, no.
Unfortunately, I guess unfortunately or fortunately, they weren't given infinite money like Kojima was to have an actor and then never have him actually do anything.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were given. I'm pretty sure they could have done it if they really wanted to.
They probably could have, but I just wanted to make the joke about Kojima firing David Hayter, hiring an actor, and then having the actor barely do anything.
But David Hayter is an actor. He was in a movie. He was a fucking lead in a movie.
Not as far as Kojima is concerned.
Kojima wanted like a big star.
We've got Kiefer Sutherland, who's not been a big star since 24 ended.
Well, they're a bit outdated, you know. 24. I think he's Sutherland is still considered a big star in Japan because he did a bunch of commercials there.
Yeah, everyone does fucking commercials in Japan.
Yes, Arnold did commercials in Japan.
Tommy Lee Jones did commercials in Japan.
It's true.
That's right, he did.
I haven't done commercials in Japan yet.
I have, but you know.
We'll give it time.
Yeah.
Contractual obligations, I understand.
Eventually they get you.
I'll be like coming home from the store or something, and then suddenly a bunch of Japanese men will just grab me.
You're perfect for our commercial. What am I advertising? What does it matter?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. You know what? That's a fair point. So, you know how I've been watching Dark Side of the Ring?
Yes.
Yeah. So I watched an episode that was about, sort of, I forget what it's called. I think it was FML, or it was like the, FMA, sorry. It was like the big, one of the big sort of Japanese, wrestling things. And I mostly mentioned this because I had, like, a really weird moment where they were talking about one guy, the sort of head of it, and how much money he made, and he was buying all this, and it said, and then he bought a 4-bedroom house. I was like, a 4-bedroom house? I couldn't technically afford that. That's so expensive. Alright, Japan. Like, having more than one bedroom is considered a fucking privilege.
It's like, what? More than one?
And I'm sat here in my, like, bedroom that's, like, 12 feet by whatever.
You're like, that's the size of our house. What?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realise you were so poor.
Ooh.
It was... Yeah, it was just like... It was just very much just like one of those... Huh. Yeah, I guess space is at a premium over there, isn't it? Well, you learn something new every day.
Yeah, like, Sakurai's little area where they were recording at his home, like, that's fucking big for Japan.
Yeah. That's why Sakurai gets the big bucks. And why he'll definitely won't be doing Smash again.
Never.
And then in comes the news report, Sakurai's doing Smash again.
He's like, finally, I won't do it again. I don't have to do it anymore. I'm never gonna do it again. And then he hears, like, a banging on the door. It's me, Mario!
No, it will be, it's me, Chris Pratt.
It's me, Chris Pratt. I don't have a Chris Pratt voice, good or bad. This will have to do.
You just make him sound like a weasel.
He looks like a weasel.
That's mean.
Chris Pratt's continued existence is mean.
That's mean. What's Chris Pratt ever done to you?
Exist.
Harsh.
I mean, he hasn't really done anything that's, you know.
Yeah. I mean, he's not dead or disgraced yet. Man, out of curiosity, what is the... Oh, I can't say it. No. Okay, alright. Sorry, I've had a joke in mind for a while, and I've been meaning to... And I was debating saying it, and I can't say it because it's just too soon. So...
I don't really have any actual issues with Chris Pratt. There was a bit here, and I didn't know how to end it, and I was like, fuck it.
So you don't have any beef with award-winning comic book writer Chris Pratt?
Wait, he wrote comic books?
No.
I was gonna say.
He's just trying to make it about Dan Slott.
No. I mean, that's more of a one-sided beef. I think he hates me more than I hate him.
I hate you.
Yeah, but you didn't get so mad. You didn't get mad enough to scream at me and hit the block button yet.
Yeah.
And all I said was I just had like a theory. I was like, I think this is what happened, and then got screamed at, telling me that I was wrong, and then an instant block before I could even. And the only reason I even got to write his message is because it popped up as a notification on my fucking phone.
I don't get that. Why send a message if you're then just going to block so people won't be able to, the person who you sent the message to won't be able to read it?
I guess
you could be like, yeah, I got the last word. Take that. You can't get the last word because I'm blocking you.
My audience can see that I was right if I do this.
Man, I'm amazed. I guess, speaking of that, I'm amazed you've not been blocked off the Ruby Reddit yet. Then.
Yeah, so am I. I guess because I haven't said anything to
that they disagree with.
Well, I mean, you can disagree. You'll just get a million downvotes, but they only ban people that are straight up, you know, like. I haven't said I don't like Bumblebee because I don't like gay relationships, so that means I'm okay.
They'll accuse you of it, but they won't ban you.
Let's hope no one clips that. Ah, who am I kidding?
No one's gonna clip that.
We
yes,
said
I didn't say I did. I said hypothetically that's what they would ban me for.
Context doesn't matter, Sabo. It's not what it's not when you say it or why you say it or even how you say it. It's that you said it.
And therefore it counts.
He's right. Yeah, exactly. He gets it. But anyway.
And the thing is, Sabo, we're not popular, so you could actually get hit. It's not like we're like some rich comedian who would just scream, I've been canceled, as I get like 7 Netflix fucking specials. I'm so cancelled! Anyway, my new Netflix...
Isn't he actually like the highest paid comedian?
Yes! But he's not even the only one that does this fucking thing. Which makes it funnier.
That. I just vaguely remember there's quite a few like stand-up routes that are basically like, so anyway, yeah, I went to see Dave Chappelle and I was like, man, why am I not getting as much money as him?
It's a good question. Dave Chappelle made a
Alright.
good show like decades ago, and he's been riding on that ever since.
I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever actually seen Dave Chappelle's comedy. I've just seen people talk about Dave Chappelle's comedy. So it's just this mythical thing that maybe exists, like unicorns or the female orgasm.
Ugh. God damn it.
Look,
Fucking...
no one ever accused us of being highbrow here. The only time we get highbrow is when we look surprised. Thank you, I'll be here all week. Netflix, give me a special, please.
I always think we get the highbrows when we're making fun of like something when it's like it's obviously like being shit. Where it's like, yeah, we're totally being like symbolic, man. And it's like, what? No, describing the thumbs up doesn't count. Other M.
I guess I can talk about that. I didn't realize it had happened, but sorry. Alan Wake got remastered, and I decided to play it because I always had an interesting relationship with Alan Wake, and I still have an interesting relationship with Alan Wake. It's probably the game I've played through the most, but I still don't know how I actually think about that game. Because on the one hand, there's lots of bits to it that I like, and I do genuinely like Sam Lake's writing. But on the other hand, I don't like that a lot of the problems with the game are very easy to bullshit and justify and say, yeah, but Alan Wake himself is a hack writer, so that's why this shit's all fine. It's like, I mean, you're technically right, and I hate that you can use that as a barrier. Well, but also another thing I don't like is that it very much suffers from that thing. Do you remember that weird trend we had in around sort of the late 2000s, early 10s, where like video games tried to build themselves as fucking TV shows?
Oh yeah, when they were like, they're basically their quote unquote levels were episodes, or some games were doing the episodic DLC thing.
Or they were doing the crap with like, actually mission select is literally a fucking
episode selector
slash DVD menu thing. Yeah, because I remember Alone in the Dark making a big deal about that, and I was like,
yeah, I remember that.
Fucking Alone in the Dark.
Wasn't that also how like you could skip like whole sections of the game too?
You could in Alone in the Dark. You can't do it in Alan Wake.
Yeah, I mean Alone in the Dark specifically.
But the main reason I find it, and obviously with Alan Wake, it's double factory into the game being Twin Peaks as fuck. Like, even more than I probably realized at like all those years ago when I played it then. But then the main reason I sort of bring that shit up is that it kind of feels weird in Alan Wake because it does the whole thing of it's a TV show that's set up, but like, and so every episode / level starts with a fucking recap to describe all the things you just saw, which feels odd to me to do between levels because you're implying that people just want to like go back and replay specific levels, which, I mean, maybe, but I don't know. Did you ever play Alan Wake?
No.
Yeah, each level's like fucking 2 hours, 3 hours fucking long.
Like, I have it, I think, from a Humble Bundle, but I've never downloaded it or anything.
Like, it just, all the 6 episodes, you could easily, like, trim them down, like, separate them more and get, like, 12 episodes, and it would just feel a lot better. And also, the game has like basically no sense of progression. It's like there's literally the first half of the game is literally just following plots that don't matter, because as soon as the characters know what to do, it's pretty simple. But and then this also becomes a bit of an issue because of the way it's structured, in that there's, as I said, no progression in the sense that like. So you don't really progress the story for the first half of the game, and there's no extra abilities or like weapons or items you unlock. So it is just every episode starts with, and then you had no equipment, and then you have to go and find the same equipment that you had at the end of the last episode again. So once again,
there's a grammar error. That's the first grammar error I picked up on in this game. Noriko saying, "But you ended up having to my rescue anyway." Honestly, considering I haven't really caught any ones other than that one, that's not bad. Considering this is, I had to import this from Singapore.
Yeah, well.
No, I'm not insulting. I'm actually like, that's actually not that bad.
It's no you incorrigible fool. I'll give you that.
No, yes, there are no incorrigible fools here.
All I need is penetrate.
Also, too, I do like now that I have the second pilot, the Gunbuster stats also skyrocket, and it's now even more ridiculous than it was a minute ago.
Yeah.
This is part of the reason why I invest so much into making the Gunbuster one of my best units.
Well, it just naturally becomes... I mean, you don't need to invest anything, it just naturally becomes that anyway. Because it's...
Good.
Just because of the way the game's set up, so obviously certain enemies always have, like, are always inclined to attack, are always inclined to attack specific enemy. Like, not even just because if it's like, well, this is big and slow, I am more likely to hit this. But also, it's like if you're on if you're on the Gunbuster stage, yeah, the Space Invaders are more inclined to attack the Gunbuster because it's thematic.
And the Gunbuster specifically is literally built to destroy them. So,
I mean, it's big and it's flashy. And it's, you know, you can't really do the Gunbuster moves. Animation and then have them do fuck all damage because, I mean, animation wise they are it's meant to be shredding through things,
yeah,
so
and thus the Gunbuster then shredded through everything.
Yeah. I wonder who'd be the broken unit in 30.
Gridman?
Yeah, probably Critman.
I don't know, because Gridman's doesn't have that many, like, mega flashy attacks.
The Sakura Wars DLC!
Might be Genesect, Gal, honestly.
I mean, they probably will be, since, you know, they're DLC.
Or Mazin Kaiser Infinity, that one might do.
Oh yeah, Mazin Kaiser Infinity.
Or Infinitum, or whatever it's called.
Mazin Kaiser, but with more streaks.
Mazin Kaiser 358 over 2 days.
Oh, come on. Mazinger doesn't get that crazy. Yet.
No,
Give
it
it
just
time.
dies in magma, but doesn't die in magma.
Yeah.
Just like how Sora dies, but doesn't die. He just goes to Shinjuku. Is it Shinjuku he's in, or
Shibuya, I think.
It's Shibuya.
Nobody fucking dies in
It
Kingdom
was
Hearts.
district in Tokyo, except Mickey's shirt. He's dead.
Yes. He knows what he did.
His sacrifice will not be in vain.
That's
And
the
if you
story of how
forget-
I lost my shirt.
And if you forget the courage of Mickey's shirt, Mickey will sing the Spine song.
Spine, spine, spine. I am skipping with your spine. God. Okay, yeah. Let's have Gal Gaigar do multi-action so I can get some Goldian hammers in this bitch.
So yeah, Sakura Wars DLC, yet another thing ticked off on the list of never ever things happening in Super Robot Wars that have now happened.
Yeah.
What?
Alongside getting an English release.
Yeah. Which I also still gotta. I'm definitely gonna pre-order that. I'm probably gonna pre-order the because you weren't here for this. I'm gonna order pre-order the PC version so that way I can get everything.
And now we just have to wonder: will we ever get Transformers?
I mean, I don't know.
My gut says no, but I don't know.
Yeah, like your gut says no, but we were also never supposed to get like half the things that have been in lately.
Yeah, I suppose the other thing is that they're going to have to be very careful as to what, like, especially if they do G1, like what Transformers they bring in. Because it's fine on, like, the base guys, but Jetfire, for instance, or Skyfire is a hard no because he's a Valkyrie.
So no Jetfire.
And I think they can have Skylinks now. Because I know Skylinks was a big problem for many a year because his toy was... I think they accidentally found out that Skylinks' toy design was now owned by Takara Tomy. I don't know if they could do Omega Supreme, actually.
Who's he owned by now?
I don't know. Well, the problem is the original toy. Because when Hasbro brought Transformers brought Transformers over, it wasn't just like Takara Tomy lines in it. Hence why Skyfire is a Valkyrie. It's like a Bandai toy, I assume. So that's why there's just a lot of like. It's like, yeah, you have a lot of like Diaclone and Micromaster and stuff like that, and lines there, but yeah, also a Valkyrie, and also this random. Like they literally did just sort of go through like catalog, like basically catalogs to find toys that they thought would they could slap an Autobot, Decepticon logo on and say, "Yep, that's a Transformer, all right."
I mean, yeah.
And Omega Supreme was one of those, I'm pretty sure. He's another toy not designed in any of the traditional Transformers toy lines. Not actually sure on the City Bots though. I think they were made for Transformers though. They might have been too late.
I think from season 3 on, they were mostly just stuff made for Transformers at that point.
Yeah.
Like I know all of the characters introduced from the movie that were new were like, yeah, they made them for the movie. And for Transformers. That's why they killed off all those other ones, because nobody would care about them anymore.
Yes, because they already bought those toys.
Because look at these flashy new toys, kids. You'll forget all about the old ones, and then they didn't.
What do you mean you still want them?
Then,
what do you mean you're attached to them as characters?
And then
that wasn't the point!
And then Hasbro forgot about Springer. The best one.
I assume Springer was just like Rodimus Prime, and they were like, well, I guess people didn't like him, so we'll never use him again.
No, Rodimus keeps, or Hot Rod / Rodimus does crop up all the time. Like
yes, Hot Rod crops up all the time, but they've never made him in charge ever again.
Animated did. So actually, Energon kind of did. He was in charge of his own team of Autobots with Blackjack and the Hookers.
I mean, I know Animated did, but Animated also had his team get humiliated and completely wiped out, so, you know, that's not exactly a good sign.
Don't worry, kids. We won't do this again.
Also, you can argue that basically every Kid Appeal character after G1 was effectively Hot Rod reincarnated. Like Cheetor is more Hot Rod than Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Hot Shot is definitely more Hot Rod than Bumblebee.
Yeah.
All 3 incarnations of Hot Shot.
Actually, what's funny, in the Armada Hot Shot, they did for a second do like the shot of like him catching the Allspark too.
Yeah.
They never did anything with that.
And then they made Bumblebee into Hot Shot. And then I think Rodimus was in one of the movies. I think it might have been the one I didn't see.
Yeah, but I don't. He wasn't like at all like the character you would expect. I mean, I guess that's part of the course for the movies at this point.
He wasn't fishing with Daniel, no.
No.
Man, I always like in that movie where Hot Rod sees the fucking hole in the ship, which the Decepticons just conveniently stand next to because they're morons, and then he just decides, I'm going to blast that ship out of the sky, and Cup's like, what the fuck is he doing? Because from Cup's perspective, he's just shooting on their guys.
Yeah.
Ironhide's in that ship, you might kill Ironhide. Meanwhile, Ironhide begs for his fucking dice.
He didn't beg for his life.
No,
He feebly tried to like punch Megatron's feet, and Megatron just killed him.
He's like, no.
Presumably, I mean, presumably he killed him. But you just see him like shoot at him off screen. So I mean,
yeah, you don't get the fucking death, like visceral death of Prowl.
What do you mean I'm dead?
What?
Put my dinosaurs. No, I just want to talk about our favorite, the maker of the dinosaurs himself.
Oh, Wheeljack.
Yeah, because he also dies in that fucking movie.
Yeah, but he dies off screen.
He dies off screen. He's just like, all right, we have to kill off all of Chris Latta's characters because we keep having to bail him out of jail for his drug problems.
So the last you see of Wheeljack is his corpse just dumped on the floor, and nobody comments on it.
The last you see of Wheeljack alive was in Bot.
Yeah.
Horrifying.
What a way to go! It just clicked that was his last role. His last appearance was Bot.
That was a lot of characters' last appearances. And that's the sad part.
Not really. I mean, Ironhide at least showed up in the movie to die. That was Gears' last appearance. He just never shows up ever again.
He probably died in the intervening years between 1985 and the lofty futures of 2005.
He tripped and fell on a rock.
No, he decided to run down the stairs to go with his new invention and just randomly died.
I know we talked about that before, but seriously, I still remember when I was watching that. It took me a bit for it to dawn. It took a bit for me to dawn and go, oh, he's dead. Oh, okay. Like, I sincerely didn't realize that they just killed him there. I was like, oh.
Well, it's the kind of thing where you'd think, well, if they were going to kill him, they'd kill him when they, ejected him into space at the end of the first episode.
Yeah. I thought he was just dead there, and then he comes back, I'm like, oh, he's alive, and then he falls down steps, and I'm like, oh, okay, haha, I get it, crazy man fall down steps, he's fine. And then, like, it's a while later, I'm like, oh, he hasn't showed, oh, he's died. That was him dying.
He's just dead, and Amara's mother is like, I hate you because you're a soldier. Anyway, you're not like those lovely Zeons who are not soldiers. Guess.
Fucking... She's one of those fucking Zeeks.
She's a Space Knight sympathizer.
She has the fucking flag and everything. That's a bunch of Zaku fucking model kits. Fucking...
Well, it's almost worth dropping a colony just to make sure we get her. We'll not allow any Space Knight sympathizers, not even one, to spread their filthy Space Knight lies.
It's for the best.
Sometimes in order to deal with a cancer, you have to cut the whole thing out.
In the words of Android 16, I have no other option.
Yes. You forced me to do this.
I didn't want to do this. But now
I have no other option. Time to chain grab you into oblivion.
Wait, what? I remember he was broken, then they nerfed him, and then they made him broken again.
That's fighting games for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, well, that reminds me, speaking of like nerfs and buffs, when Strivers came out, a bunch of Leo mains were complaining, like, oh, he sucks now. Then it turned out he was actually really good, like, really quickly. But unfortunately, the damage was done, because then they buffed Leo recently.
Oops.
And they're like, wait, why'd you buff him? And I'm like, I don't know, maybe you idiots screaming that he's weak. Did you think of that? Did you think of the consequences of your actions? No, you didn't. You fucking monsters.
Man, imagine thinking Leo was weak before the buffs.
Imagine thinking Leo is a good character. Not mechanically, I just mean as character.
I mean, he's just hopped up rushdown character, what do you expect?
He's basically a rushdown character where a rushdown player was like, man, I hate actually thinking, can I have armor frames, a projectile with an armor frame? Can I, also, I don't really like, jumping to do cross-ups. Can I just have a move where I just do a cross-up for free?
Like I said, he's a hopped-up rushdown character. He's not a rushdown character where you have to think about like approach options, or you have to learn the ways in which moves connect. No, he's just you get 5 minutes into training and you've got it. Hopped up, but right, it's hopped up. It's not even
that. Like literally, you just go into it, you just go online with him immediately, and somehow you're beating people. The only thing that fucked him up in the last game was the girl who just shot him with guns. And she's not in this game to save us.
What you're saying is we need more zoners.
Yes. I'm not even a zoner player, I'm a rushdown player, but I hate how unga boonga this man is.
That's the problem, is you can't have... Rushdown needs to, this is what I said. In an ideal world, rushdown has to be technical, because it has to be that yes, your strategy is get in, hit really fast and hard, but to accomplish that, it needs to be the okay. So these are your approach options. This is how you deal with X. This is how you deal with X. This is how you deal with Y. This is how you interact with the player. You're basically just, if that's not really an issue, if approaching is not a problem and not something you need to think about, then yeah, rushdown's just stupid because you're usually faster or hit harder than most of the other castmen, other playable characters, because they're too busy with regular gimmicks like being a grappler or being a puppet character or a stance character.
Well, this guy literally just gets to do this for free because he gets armor frames for some unholy fucking reason. Never give your rushdown characters armor frames. Just don't. Stop that. Your grappler having armor frames or your slow, powerhouse? Yeah. But the speedy guy? What the fuck's wrong with you? Don't do that. Stop it. Get some help.
Hopefully they hard nerf him into oblivion next match, but
No, because then they'll complain, because then if they got rid of his armor frames, every Leo player would be like
But I press the attack button and it doesn't kill. Game's broken.
Leo mains are also Bardock and Ultra Instinct Goku mains.
Yeah.
At least with 16, there's some thought behind that shit.
Yeah, it's called Android 21.
No, Android 21 is not even that good.
No, but you just said thought.
Ah,
you said thought, but with your
puns.
accents, that almost sounded like thought.
Ah, puns. I
yes. Get it. Yeah. No, 21 was doomed by virtue of being a copycat character.
Yeah.
And problem is oh yeah, great if you want to sit there and you want to fucking and you want to learn every fucking possible thing you could do.
And then even what she had wasn't even that great.
Yeah.
There are people that can do great with her, don't get me wrong. In the offhand chance there's a person listening to this who mains her and could whip my ass. Yeah, I won't deny it. You could whip my ass, probably. But you could probably whip my ass better with a different character.
Yeah, you could do... Yeah, if you want to do silly shenanigans, you could do it better with, just playing Ginyu.
I was gonna say Ginyu, actually, funny enough. Ginyu, the funniest thing you can do as Ginyu is just, knock some character down to their lowest HP, steal their body, and then whip the shit out of the other player with that now weakened body.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the strategy is, if you want to do that, is for Ginyu to get beat up and then you do it, but no, that's not flexing. That's just, You want to do the stupid thing where you beat the shit out of them and then steal their body, because it's funny. You'll probably lose doing this, but if you win...
Big FO.
Yes.
But yeah, the other flip side of the coin we should say is that zoners definitely should not be oppressive in any fighting game, because who really wants to sit there and have to fucking chase people all the way across the screen while having to get through.
Oh, you don't want to be like Cross Tag, where they had that one fucking zoner, it's just oh god, this is great, I can't touch you.
Yeah.
Where the only way to deal with her is to play, because basically Cross Tag is either play a zoner or a person with a scythe, because they have the reach to deal with the zoner. Those are basically your options. You want to do something else? Play a different game. I don't know what to tell you. That's your lot. It sucks, but that's how they made the game.
I'm surprised they didn't actually just make a straight-up Ruby-like fighter, since they already put the work into the animations and such for cross-tag.
Probably require too much work to get all of the other characters. Also, I think some characters just don't have enough to work with.
Well, we say this, but they did make fucking Master Roshi a fighter.
Yeah.
And that's not me knocking them. Good on them. But let's be honest, Roshi doesn't fight, and even in you'll say, yeah, but in Super, yeah, he doesn't fight in Super. He just does weird gimmicks in Super, and it works. It works better than fucking TN. But I think you could literally slip on a banana peel and you're already doing more work than Tien.
I mean, Yamcha does more work than Tien, but everyone gives Yamcha shit. Oh, Yamcha held off Cell that one time. Woo.
You mean Tien?
Tien.
Yamcha definitely did not hold off
No,
Cell
Tien. Tien, yeah, sorry. Yeah, Tien held off Cell that one time. Woo.
He almost killed himself being mildly inconvenient to Cell, and also it accomplished nothing because Cell then became perfect anyway.
Yeah, because, I mean, Goku had to teleport in, teleport him out, and then go, alright, I'm going in the room now, bye!
Because then Vegeta was like, kick my ass, you say, Cell?
I'm into that! That's my exact fetish!
I mean, what do we really expect from a man who literally has to have a fucking huge thought process when he's like, wait a second, Super Saiyan from the future, the same name as my son. Super Saiyan, future, same name as son. How bizarre! What?
Vegeta is not a smart man.
No. Not even close.
No.
You'd think, like, the second it's like Super Saiyan from the future, he'd be like, well, there's literally 2 fucking options for where that little bastard came from.
I mean, future, I guess you could say maybe Gohan. If it's because we don't know how far in the... Oh, wait, no, he says how far. Never mind, fuck it. Never mind.
Yeah.
I was gonna try and give him the benefit of the doubt, and I realized no.
He literally says, hey, in about 3 years, Samandra is going to show up.
And I realized, wait, no, he gave him a pretty good timetable. Never mind. I can't even bullshit. Sorry, Vegeta, you're just stupid.
How bizarre.
How bizarre!
Strange! Same name as my son, too! Same hair color, even! And eye color!
No, Trunks is blue. Trunks has always had blue hair. Shut the fuck up.
Don't you tell me otherwise! You're just trying to fool me!
Man, what did you think Vegeta wondered that when he saw future Trunks again in Super? Wasn't your hair purple last time we met, boy?
No. They made a joke. The closest we got to that was a short bit joke that Team 4-Star did. We're like, dye hair blue and think you could transform? Like something along those lines. That's the best we got, and that's the best we'll ever get.
But it's fine because he then became Super Saiyan Rage, and you're like, what does that mean? Yes.
I like, though, whenever people point out that they've made like a ridiculous amount of transformations in Super, they then try to like think of like any small thing for Z to say, that's a transformation! And I'm like, okay, sure, I guess. But if we're using that, and then you go, well, if we're using that, then you start pulling up more things from Super, and you're like, no, I'm not counting that.
What about Krillin and Gohan having their potential unlocked?
Don't worry, they forgot about that.
And Gohan having his potential unlocked a second time.
Yes.
Ultimate Gohan.
Ultra Instinct. Wait, no, hold on.
No, that's Gohan Blanco. Everyone knows that.
Jan. I can't believe Toriyama was like, looked over at a fucking Gohan meme and was like, I'm giving that to Goku. Oh, who am I kidding? I can exactly believe that.
But yeah, so there's all the potential unlocks. There's Cell, but he's power weighted, and then there's even more perfect Cell.
It's just my favorite fucking thing.
There's Vegeta and then Super Vegeta.
Oh god, seriously, when he fucking just screams, I'm even more perfect, I lost my fucking shit. It's the funniest fucking thing. Hello.
Your problem is you're not dealing with the average perfect life form anymore.
I am a perfect being who has ascended beyond perfection.
Man, it does occur to me that the Japanese media sure does like creating ultimate life forms. None of them seem very ultimate to me.
Yeah?
Like, I don't know about you, I don't want to think that the pinnacle of life is actually a black hedgehog.
I'm the pinnacle of life. Deal with it.
And also, I don't really want to think of Cars as the ultimate life form either, because he's just kind of an idiot.
I don't have a joke here, I'm just gonna laugh.
Or that horrible mutant fetus from the end of Parasite Eve. I
won't-
don't think that's the ultimate life form either.
I won't lie, actually, when you were talking about cars, my brain right away went to the fucking scene of him fucking around with, why am I forgetting her name? Oh, Lisa, was that her name? Lisa?
Lisa.
Where he's, like, fucking around with her leg.
Yeah.
That was, like, when you were talking about it, my brain right away went to that scene. None of the other scenes, specifically him fucking around with Lisa's leg.
Because he does just fucking bust out an air guitar solo for, like, basically no reason.
An air
It's like,
guitar solo
man.
with this woman's leg for no apparent reason.
You're a fucking asshole. You're such a fucking idiot. I'm glad you get sent off to space to join Boss Rabbit.
Let's be real, I think Boss Rabbit could take him.
I mean, how can the ultimate life form do when it becomes the ultimate carrot instead?
Exactly.
If Boss Rabbit can apparently turn anyone anywhere into a carrot, regardless of power, so yeah, I guess he could take him.
Yeah.
Oh, fun rabbit fact. Apparently rabbits really like bananas.
Huh. Didn't know that.
Just don't feed them too many. But, you know, a
You know?
banana every now and then is fine.
You can have a banana as a treat.
You
So
know
don't
what?
feed them the entire Donkey Kong banana horde.
No. Do not give those rabbits a full banana slammer.
I'm back! Why wasn't I cast for the voice of Donkey Kong in the movie? I want to sing about my coconut cream pies!
He sure does love giving those cream pies out.
Yeah, he does.
Shower you with coconut cream pies.
Ugh. Man, that's a lot. That's a song that it wasn't great. It was pretty not great to start with, but it just aged horribly.
Yeah, it did.
And also because you know there's someone has already drawn a fucking picture of said coconut cream pies and shower.
Of course.
I mean, yeah.
It exists.
It's the internet, after all. I'd be more surprised if it didn't.
Nothing is sacred.
Yes,
And-
there is more of it somewhere. There are no exceptions.
It's true.
And if not, we will create it.
I mean, I remember years ago, I was like, yeah, there's no Mylon Secret Castle porn, and then they did it.
Someone linked it to you.
Yes.
Oh yeah, check this out.
And I was like, fuck! God damn it! Like, I was like, what's the most obscure thing I can think of? Oh, yeah, this! and someone probably saw that was like, challenge accepted. Time to make Mylon Secret Castle porn.
We did it, guys.
We made Mylon porn.
Man, I can't wait for the next big stupid website to decide I'm going to get rid of all the porn. Wait, where's all my user base go?
Why are we closing up shop now?
Oh no, abort. We didn't mean when we said we're going to get rid of all the porn. What we actually meant was we're not going to get rid of all the porn. I can see how you can easily get those two messages confused, though.
Yeah.
Like when Krusty loses Ditchy and Scratchy and he just turns around and the entire place is immediately emptied.
Or it's the fucking Duff joke. They drink Duff for its robust taste.
Yeah. 5 minutes later.
Well, it was a good run.
I fucking love that bit. That whole thing is so fucking good.
Oh,
Simpsons. That's really it. That's all I have to say on it. I love The Simpsons.
the classic Simpsons.
Yes. It died in the year 2005 or so.
I don't even know if it was. I think it was even earlier than that. Some people say.
Probably.
Some people say it was as early as 1995 or 96. I think. when was Armin Temsaria? Because that's definitely the point where a lot of people would say this might not be the worst. It might not be the worst season, but it's the season where they just proved they gave up or they didn't care.
I like in the commentary where they're really mad over people saying how stupid that episode was.
Mm.
The closest thing I could think of to something like that was, or them getting mad over something either in the show or, like, the closest thing to something like that feels on the level of that was like, so there was for the Ren Stimpy, one of the DVDs for that, for after like John K got taken off, they had him in for commentary for some unholy reason, and there's an episode that he originally wrote as him. As Ren, and then when he got fired, the team decided to rewrite it to make Ren to keep it as him as Ren, but make him a complete irrational psychopath like he is. And he got fucking buttered about that.
Well, I mean,
maybe don't be an irrational psychopath. Did you ever think of that?
No.
Oh.
But I mean, the problem with that. I get, and it's the kind of argument, and I can understand the argument of, well, people, you know, we're free to do what we want. It's like, to an extent you are, but, like, you do have to respect that. You do have to respect your audience.
Oh, yeah.
If you're creative. And by which I mean, it's like, the problem isn't doing that reveal per se, but it's doing that kind of reveal, and there's nothing more to it. It only exists for that episode, and then at the end of that episode, it's like, well, but it's all back to normal, let us never speak of it again. It's like, you can't just effectively betray your audience and, you know, say, oh yeah, this character that you've known for fucking years at this point was a lie, and then just expect to get that back for nothing. The only reference that only thing that it comes out of it is a joke that Lisa makes in one episode over a new cat, and that's it. Yeah,
that's the extent of that's the legacy of doing that. Is there's a one-off gag in a different episode, and that's it.
Like, if you're gonna do something that kind of actual character shattering, it needs to have meaning. It needs to have something more to it than, well, that sure was an episode, all right, back to normal now. Because it's like, there is no normal, because now any audience that bothers to care about these things now has to deal with the fact that, well, this shit can happen and will happen at the drop of a hat to anyone else.
God, the closest thing to something like this specifically in a show is like when Family Guy Seth MacFarlane got so fucking mad over people saying, yeah, Brian's a shit character and we hate him, to where they did like a whole thing where they killed off the character for a couple of episodes and then brought him back, like to say like, yeah, you guys hate him, well now I killed him. Just think about your actions if I kill him, huh? We're gonna bring him back, well just think about it. You feel bad, right? No.
They didn't perma-kill him.
No, they didn't. They brought him back after a couple episodes down the road.
Oh. Fair enough.
Which I think is just funny. It's just more funny over... I mean, MacFarlane is a petty cunt, but it's just funny in general, just the whole thing of that. It's like, oh yeah, you hate my character? Oh yeah? Hey, you feel bad now? I killed him, right? No. You want to kill him again? I don't care.
Well, Family Guy's that thing where I think I watched like the first 3 seasons.
I haven't watched it in years, to be honest.
And I just kind of checked out and I've never had like any interaction with it. Like, I know it's like it's the thing I can't even say I dislike it because I just have basically no overlap with it for so long that I'm like, it's just this thing that I know exists and I know people have like strong opinions on one way or the other. Like, at least like I don't like I've watched Rick and Morty and I don't like it, but I can you know, I can have a conversation about it because I've watched it and I have that overlap, mostly a negative overlap.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't watched it in ages. It's just because that happened after I'd stopped watching it. It was just from an outsider looking in. It was just really funny, like just the level of like petulance that was. But I mean, Family Guy will exist until the end of time, along with The Simpsons. They're just here forever. But
they're here until the cast die.
And Marge sounds like she's gonna die any minute.
Well, doesn't help that she basically only does like 3 voices on the show, and all of them can't be good for her voice.
No, they were not. She sent
So-
I heard like a clip of her voice now, and I'm like, oh my god, please let her retire. She's dying. Like, she sounds like a parody of herself. It's bad. Please spare this woman.
Well, have to happen sooner or later, because you know, time waits for no voice actor. Except Frank Welker, obviously, but you know,
Yeah, he lives forever.
he doesn't count.
Frank will outlive us all.
Yeah, I have this sort of running gag with my dad where because he's a bit of a hypochondriac, and he's had like numerous health issues. Where I just say, "You do realize, of course, you'll be at my funeral." Just saying, "I'm dying now for real, this time."
Fuck.
So, told him the only way he'll die is if I can make it look like an accident.
Jesus.
But, you know, he's got to give me incentives to it because we've got to talk about his will. Look, this is also the same father who I have frequently described that the reason why he and my mother have been together for 41 years is literally spite. It's that I would much rather me be miserable than let you be happy idea to marriage. You know what? I respect the hustle. Hey, well, if it works for 41 years when, like, you know, fucking, what is it, like 60-70% of marriages end within, like, the first 5 or whatever? The crazy thing is.
I know a lot of couples like that are, you know, older couples are like that, but it seems less like they're together out of spite and more that they're together because that's just how life is.
This is what we know.
They're like, yeah, we don't really like each other anymore, but we're used to living like this. It's fine.
Honestly, from the stories I've heard, it does sound like part of the reason my parents even got together was literally because, like, my grandmother said, "Oh, it will never last."
It's like, oh, really?
And then, like,
Challenge accepted.
I will hold a grudge for our lifetime.
Won't last, hey? Won't last, eh?
Last longer than you old bitch.
As soon as she dies, alright, we can go now.
Oh, she's
No,
been
they're
dead.
like,
No,
no,
she's
they're
been
like,
dead
no.
for decades.
No, they're like, no, we have to stay together. She could possibly still be watching.
They go,
Yeah.
they go to the headstone and they're just like, they just go to the headstone just to give her the finger, like, we're still together, fuck you.
You know, not actually grossly inaccurate to what happened. But I was only 4 at the time, so I don't really remember it.
Okay.
I mostly remember being astounded when going to the hospital to visit my dying grandmother, and I was confused as to the nature of they had ice cream, but it was in squares. And then also my grandmother died, but you know, squared ice cream. Have you ever, like, for a 4-year-old, that was insanity.
What is this?
How do you, but ice cream, but it only comes in like cones and in like bowls, and yet this is a square.
These squares aren't making a circle.
These squares don't make a circle. It's basically what my 4-year-old brain was struggling with. Square ice cream, and of course, because it was square ice cream, it tasted better than regular ice cream.
Fine.
Because regular ice cream wasn't squared.
You're right.
And then,
That's where
my
all the flavor
grandmother
is.
died. And then, that was the story of how my grandmother died. Could be worse. A bunch of my other like family stories involve. So when I was like, I must have been slightly younger, and I don't really remember this, but I went to my uncle's 3rd wedding. So you know, and so I must have been about 2, and apparently I was outside playing in like the yard of this like nice hotel, whatever, where they were holding the reception, and in the background, you could see me in the background, and I was watching this little this like ornate fountain they had, where it was like a little cherub, who obviously was urinating into the fountain, and I must have thought, oh, I guess that's okay then. And apparently the entire, like, everyone but, like, the bride and groom, because they were facing away from the window, started to laugh as I just fucking pissed in the fountain of this really nice hotel. Precocious little scamp I was.
Take a little piss!
Well, the little stone kid was doing it. Why should he get all the fun?
Come on, I want some fun too.
Yeah, basically. Well, if he's doing it, I don't see what the big deal is. That's the story of how I tried to ruin my uncle's wedding as a mere 2-year-old. I got in there. But yeah. Man, this is a long stage.
Yeah, it's the gunbuster stage. The one where they just throw like so many enemies at you.
Oh yeah. You need to survive for this many turns.
Oh no, it's not even that one. It's the you need to win in 6 turns. But there's like thousands of enemies, so I have to manage like all this bullshit. I'm almost done. There's like
just the one where everyone basically has the "yeah, we're gonna die" moments.
This is the one where Noriko gets the gets her second pilot, and then
then we've not got to the that because spoiler alert, I guess they repeat this for later on in the game.
Oh yeah, it's when what's his face totally dies.
That narrows it down.
Godwin, I think his name was.
No, they do it again later.
Again, okay.
Yeah, and then that one's actually like even more difficult than this one. And will probably require a lot more micromanaging.
Well, this one's not even like difficult. It's just more of the time.
Well, it's more. It's harder than this one, and also takes a lot of takes longer to plan everything out.
Literally, there's only one fucker left, and I just gotta get. I just gotta get Noriko into position to kill it. Oh, no, it's gonna take another turn or two, probably. Fuck. How many turns I have left to use? I got 1 turn left to burn. Okay. After this one, I mean. This is turn 5, so.
So how are you, Sabo?
Not feeling so great today.
Oh, what's happened?
Nah, I just feel run down.
You okay?
I don't know. I feel run down. I don't know why.
Well, you had a busy week, didn't you?
Yeah, kinda. Maybe that was it.
Basically, we're turned into a political slave.
Yes, I have. I just got a call before where they were like, yeah, this guy's coming, and you got to give him all these papers and then like as I got the papers all set up, and then it's like, oh, never mind, they changed their mind. They said they're not coming today. Apparently, this happens a lot in the world of politics.
We don't need those papers, actually.
No, we don't.
You need to start your own party, the Apathy Party.
There we go.
Well, the other day, this dude showed up and was like, "Yeah, I need a sign," and I'm like, "Okay, get the sign." And he's like, "You know, the sign's not here." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, then I guess we don't have any." He goes, "Well, how can you not have the signs?" I was like, "I don't know. I don't work here. I just live here."
You should have just found him a different sign. You know, he just said the sign, right? He didn't specify what sign.
No, there was a specific sign he was looking for, because we have several signs, but we didn't have the one kind of sign he needed.
What you should have done is what kind of salesman are you? You should have tried to get him a different sign.
Well, first of all,
I'm sorry, sir. We don't have any.
I didn't sell him anything because he just took them, because we have tons of them. And I didn't know, and I was like not wanting to deal with all of this, so I was just like, what? I don't know, go away.
You always try and make the sale. If they're not going to pay for if they're not here to buy a side, you make sure they leave with they buy a side anyway. You know, they need that side as far as they're concerned.
I guess.
See,
I mean,
Dan gets it.
I don't know. I was just too busy watching the Gunbuster do the Super Easy Uber kick. The BAP's over now. Now it's just the.
I mean,
the
I guess I
dialogue.
could have been like, all right, that'll be $20 for a sign, but I mean, I'm pretty sure he'd tell the party like, hey, why are you charging so much? And then they'd be like, no.
What do you care?
this
You don't
got
work. You don't work for them either. What they gonna do? Fire you? Exactly.
I mean, no, but they do know who I am and where I live, since we've decided to move the campaign headquarters here for some reason.
Finally,
Well.
you can have a politician in your bedroom.
And it's not even for a sordid sex thing, unless you want
No,
it.
they're specifically not allowed upstairs.
Yet.
That was the other thing. I went upstairs to get my phone, and the guy tried to follow me, and I was like, no, stay down here.
If you come upstairs, I will crush you with one of my fridges.
Yeah, listen.
It's like the stairs just drop a fridge like it's fucking Home Alone.
I have so many fridges, they'll never find your body.
I'm going to put you in the meat section.
I could kill you right now and nobody would give enough of a crap to come look for you.
Kill you right now and throw you in one of my fridges. And nobody would find anything suspicious because I have several of them.
Which
Yes.
fridge is it, Batman?
Which fridge have you stuffed the politician into? That's the point, you could become Fridge Man. A costume supervillain, yes!
You'll never find them, Batman. You'll never find them. There's just so many fridges.
So I'm just like Mr. Fridge.
Yes.
Yes,
Except instead of ice puns, I'll make fridge puns.
yes. You can still make ice puns, of course.
Oh.
Nothing wrong with a good ice pun.
Maybe he's in the freezer section of this refrigerator. You don't know. So many doors. So many doors. You know, this is still a better villain than Mr. Pig. Or Dr. Pig, or Professor Pig, whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, probably.
Hey, don't talk shit about Pumbaa like that.
But no, I'm not talking about Pumbaa, I'm talking about the Batman villain.
You just said Mr. Pig, so... That is what they call him.
That is true, they do call him Mr. Pig. But this isn't the same Mr. Pig. He spelled pig with a Y for some fucking reason.
Oh, he's Professor Pig, okay.
It's
Yeah.
me, Professor Pig. I'm a pig.
This is
I'm a
named
weird
for some
pig mask.
reason.
Aren't
Oh,
I
you're
a
right.
cool villain?
He's that dude who's just that one villain from that game Manhunt, yeah.
Yeah, he's literally just a Manhunt character.
It was bad when we were ripping off Manhunt.
Yeah. But they did. They did.
Man, I was thinking about it, and Manhunt just feels like a tech demo. Like, it feels like Assassin's Creed 1, where it's we came out with this concept, and we didn't really know what to do with it for a whole game, so we just kind of bumbled around and then just put it out.
Yeah.
They're the kind of things where I wouldn't be surprised if this was how Game Jams, if it was that, or just like a slightly bigger scale. Of someone at Rockstar and Ubisoft was like, have like 2 weeks to make a concept for a game, and then maybe we'll give you money to make it.
All right. The cutscenes are all over. So that's it. It's time to leave. Bye.
Or else we'll stuff you in the goddamn fridge.
Become chill.